Good morning, YouTube. We're starting a little early. What the heck? Alrighty. Starting a little early. Uh, been driving since 1, a little tired. I stopped for a minute to take a break. Oh, really? You gotta be freaking kidding me. Let's see. Let's go. Come shut. Okay, let's see. Let's change that around. Blah. Yeah. Welcome in, welcome in. This is one of the bad parts of driving an 18-wheeler. I had to get up at the crack of dawn. Not enough sleep, and I'm still tired. So I stopped for a minute so I could take a break and get my head together, because I'm not gonna make it there till 6:18, which is normally the hour. So we're gonna shut down before then. You know what I mean? And we're gonna get it down and all that stuff. But stopped and made me another cup of coffee. I gotta watch out is half the time I done got a bad habit. We talk about healthy eating. Half the time I start eating on junk food thinking that's gonna wake me up. Maybe because it's the antacid or whatever that cause me stomach pains. So tell me that ain't stupid. Yeah, I did some stupid stuff. All right. Good thing about this is we on the backwards country road and it's early enough that nobody's out here. So my bad driving is looking really good. you know, my horrific driving is looking really good. Okay. Alrighty, so now I need to go straight and see which way we're heading. I was hoping there was a place where I could, I know it's somewhere this way, but it's a place I can get some breakfast, but I haven't come across it yet. Oh well. I'm not gonna be on long. Um, 2015, I think it's like 2014. I had a worst, and this is not a bad job, but I had a horrible job. I was actually a subcontractor for Dish Network, and I wasn't making no money. And I remember I used to watch Ice Road Truckers. I would never do it now, but I said to myself, I want to be an Ice Road Trucker. I would never do that. It's so freaking dangerous. It's ridiculous. But I was like, I wanted to be an Ice Road Trucker, or one of those guys that drove the trucks down there in Australia with the drive trains, and that's dangerous also. You know, but I was like, I wanted to do that. And I remember um, wanting so badly to be a truck driver and not knowing the dangers behind this profession. Like, oh, you're just driving a truck. No. And, you know, the the stuff that I used to do, because I've reached the million-mile mark. I'm a million plus driver now. Um, Technically, by this company standards, a month and a half from now, um, I think it's about a month. It's going to be about a month if the countdown has begun. But I am a million plus driver. Um, Not saying it's a million plus safe drop miles. I've messed some stuff up, and the blessing behind that is when you have a good friend who's actually a fellow truck driver that's driven 3 or 4 million miles. you know, they say, hey, stuff happens, relax, and deal with it as it comes. Blah blah blah. Um, the reason why I say that is, and I guess, well, you're supposed to be Christian, you're not superstitious. Well, I do have some superstitions when driving a truck. I always have a wristband on. I started out with the rubber wristband, and I just was so used to it that I always carry one. Right now, all my leather ones are broken. I got one that's like beads or whatever, and it's just a part of what I do. It's a part of my daily life and so forth and so on. But one thing I've noticed, and I call it it's like the row of destruction down there, and it's outside. I don't know what town it is, but it's outside Dallas, Texas, where our yard is. I've seen so many, not even that yard, in other yards, the million-mile drivers' trucks are decimated. They've flipped them. They've gotten in crashes and accidents and stuff like that. And that's what scares me. It's not anything else. But good morning. It's that I want to. I like this job. I like working for this goofy behind company. Hello, thank you. I like working for this goofy behind company, and I don't want to lose my job, and I don't want to lose my life either. You know, um, So like right now, I'm tired, but if I get any more tired than I am right now, I'm pulling over. I have a limit. I have a limit to what I know my body can take. I'm not gonna make it there early because, like I said, I've been driving like 5 miles below the speed limit. It's like 65. I've been doing 50, and I don't know. I don't know. But if I feel any different, I'm pulling over. I'm done. You know what I mean? Screw that. But the things that I've gone through on this journey to a million miles, um, one of the areas is I-80 up there in Wyoming. High winds, 40, 50 miles an hour. And that is, trust and believe, that is dangerous. But I've driven through all stuff like that. Um, Snowstorms, whiteout conditions where I should have stopped. And stuff I think about, like, but man, I don't believe. I'm trying to figure out how I made it through. And I know it's God, and I thank Him every day for that chance to survive. But you get a lot of people that like yesterday. I got a duffel bag full of stuff, lanyards, shirts, hats. I got a hat. I got a hat with a light on it. Um, a winter coat, and a windbreaker with Million Mile Club and a plaque. I think I'm gonna put it on the wall in my back bedroom. A plaque, and that feels great because you're supposed to get stuff when you hit the 850,000 mile and the 500. I didn't get none of that, and I felt like a redheaded stepchild. What they're gonna do next week is throw a little party for me. I guess they ordered pizza or something. I said like I want some meat. Maybe they'll do barbecue, and they invited my wife so we take some pictures and so forth. Um, but through all of that, I'm just thankful to God. Through all of that, I'm thankful. Through in the crazy areas, sleeping at the top of mountains in mountain peaks, waking up at and seeing the western edge of the Grand Canyon, um, looking at my first dust storm, uh, driving through Cabbage and Donner's Pass, and crossing deserts and stuff that would have never, I would have never imagined that I would be able to see in my life if I didn't do this. The western part of the United States is unimaginable. I never thought I would be passing through Las Vegas. I mean, I remember one time I stopped and just walked the strip. Um, Driving a truck into New York City. Oh my God, it's horrific. And I'm from Long Island. Um, Driving all the way to Maine, almost to the Canadian border. My friend Charles, he's been into Canada. You know, um, Surviving the loneliness of this job before YouTube, before social media, and just listening to music and and CDs and listening to DVDs while I drove. All of that stuff, surviving the situations. This guy's he's high beaming. I'm about to hit him with the high beam. Surviving all of that, you know. I remember one time I walked into a store thinking I was just looking around, and it was a store full of Confederate flags. Um, Going to the bathroom, and then, I have a portable toilet, but going to the bathroom, in horrific spots, and showering and all of this stuff that it happens out here. Um, Saying no to lot lizards and no thank you, I'm good, and wondering, oh my God, why are you selling yourself? And situations that was so, it makes you wonder. Because I remember one time I was sitting in the truck stop. It was late night, and I'm sitting there like, why is that woman getting out of one truck and going into another? She's really friendly. And then it dawned on me, oh snap. That's that I when you say clueless, I'm very clueless. But I said, most people are, they're proud, but I'm terrified because I don't want to jinx myself. I love being unnoticeable. I love the fact that, hey, um I don't want to show off. I just want to work. I just want to have my lawn, work on my lawn, buy my little toys. I'm still waiting on the lawnmower. It's going to be 30 days. I'm like, oh, I want it now. You know what I mean? But just the little things that have made this possible. I'm now of the I'm the old school trucker. I didn't even realize it. Follow the road for 7 miles. You know what I'm saying? I'm an old school trucker. I was when I first started trucking, they didn't have the 30-minute. You have to you didn't have to stop for 30 minutes. You didn't have to take that break. I was there, but paper logs and stuff, and I didn't realize something. Sorry, guys, my GPS is my GPS is bad. Let me turn the volume down. My GPS is bad, so I turned that down. Um, all I knew is I needed when I first started doing. All I knew I needed a job. I just wanted to work. I just needed to support my family. And I remember when I first started, I was married to my first wife. She was so horrible to me. I was literally starving and just living off of ramen noodles. I'd buy packs of ramen noodles and heat it up at the truck stop in a bowl. That's all I ate. And I'd send the rest of the money home, try to keep our house afloat. Wound up losing my house, um, my car, my motorcycle. But, and I was going through so much. And I remember, I'm trying to figure out, how did I make it? How did I make it? You know, One thing I always say to new drivers, man, if you're going through something, don't come out here because it'll be intensified. Don't come out here. But I made it. I made it through. I never thought I could sit on my behind and drive a truck for 8, 9, 10, 11 hours. I never thought I could do more than maybe 100 miles or 60 miles. You know what I'm saying? I never thought I could do such a thing. But because of the grace of God, he had a plan for me. I didn't know what his plan was. I didn't know what his plan was, but I'm thankful that he gave me a second chance. I almost lost, in the million miles that I've driven, almost lost my life in one of these suckers. I was in the back asleep on mile marker 110 in Little Rock, past Little Rock, Arkansas, on the west side of Little Rock. And my trainee ran into another truck that was on the side of the road, and he was coming out, and he clipped him, and the engine blew up. And I survived. You know why? How I survived? Because I treated my trainee with respect. He was starving. I was finally making a little bit of money, and I was like looking at him, and he was eating like those little canned weenies, and I was like, "What are you doing, man?" He said, "This, this is all I have." And I was like, "Nah, bro. Come on." And I took him in there, got him double cheeseburger. Look, when my fat ass, and I was 300 plus, so when my fat ass eat, you come on here, we eat with me. Don't worry about it. I don't need you. I don't need you for, whatever. And thank God that he respected me enough, because he got in the accident. He didn't leave me in the truck because I was asleep. I woke up disoriented, screaming like a woman, trying to figure out what the heck was going on. And through the flames, his hand reached out and grabbed me by my wrist and dragged me out of the truck. Y'all think, that, because I have flashbacks and yelling and screaming, I survived so many things. And y'all wonder, everybody thinks, all this, the white Jesus and all that stuff. I believe there's a Jesus. I believe there's a God. And at this point, I don't care what color he is. I know he's there, because he whispered in my ear, "Go back to sleep." The Spirit of the Lord, God, whatever, said, "Go back to sleep. It's not your time yet." And when I woke up, that's when everything went down. My life has been changed because of this. I'm not making great money, not at all. but I found a peace. I found a contentment out here. I gained a really good friend out here. I gained a wonderful wife that is very supportive of me. That, who even married people that are together, who do you know that does not talk? We talk every day. I get on the phone and talk to her every day. And she got mad at me a while ago, and she was like, I'm trying to have a conversation, talk about it. I said, no, it doesn't matter what the conversation is, as long as I hear you breathing, I'm good. I'm happy. I never thought in a million years I could say that I'm happy. How long that lasts, I have no idea, but I'm gonna cherish every moment of it. I'm gonna cherish every minute of it, and enjoy it to the fullest. You know, we get on here and act like we know everything. I don't know. I don't know nothing. All I know is I made it. All I know is I survived. How? By the grace of God, and that's all I know. How I did 1,000,000 miles, I have no freaking idea. But I'm thankful that I'm alive today to tell you that I'm thankful. That's why, like, I'm not gonna be bragging about 1,000,000 miles. I'm gonna wear the shirts because they're embroidered and everything. I'm gonna wear the shirts because I done wore these other ones out. I got a red shirt and it looks like an off pink because it's so wore out. the I have a ring that it looks like a high school ring. I'm gonna be wearing that when I go cruising and stuff like that. It's one of those things. It has been a blessing um, to show you guys what I do. Well, and thank you, Mike. His idea. Hey, why don't you show the forward? Because I was just showing a black silhouette of me, trying to talk and so forth and so on. But why don't you show what you do? And it's been just a part of our channel. And guys, and like, comment, subscribe. I need one more subscriber to make 2,000. One more. If y'all have a second channel, log out and come back in and like and subscribe to my channel. I need one more to make it to 2,000. I normally don't be begging, but I need one more. But it's been a long road. It's been beautiful. So happy the sun's coming up because I'm feeling it for a minute. But hey, it is what it is. And I never thought I would be at a job this long. I never thought I'd have a phone number this long. And that's all thanks to my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time when I met her. At the time I met her through driving, um, because she was like, I would used to get mad and just quit and be at another truck company, mad, quit, another truck company, mad, quit. And being with her has brought stability to my life. I was like, yeah, it's probably bad everywhere else, so I might as well just relax, you know? And that's what I got used to. That's why I've been here so long. Relax. you know? And actually, I learned from her how to pay bills. I was like, well, I don't have it. I ain't paid it. No. I got a notebook. I paid my bills. I'm more responsible. And I didn't think I would make it. I didn't think I was come this far in my life. Like right now, I got a big old beard. I'm gonna cut it off this weekend. I didn't think I was gonna make it to this part of the adventure. Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Mike. This part of the adventure, I have calmed my attitude. It's helped my attitude has been fixed. It's a whole lot better. I used to go off the candle in the early days. What? Get out of my way! But now I'm more humble, and hopefully I can just move further. I get a new truck in about a month. Um, I'm gonna put some new stuff in there. I'm gonna be doing some videos and cooking in the truck. I got an electric grill, a brand new in the box that I won at a raffle. Um, I got a new air fryer. I'm gonna be doing some stuff. Um, and it actually, because it helps me save money. I'm looking to save money. I'm looking to be better. We're gonna get back into living more healthier. We're gonna be back into being more healthier and acting more healthier. You know what I mean? Because that's a better look for us. Us in our channel. Thank you to Mike. Mike is rent went man. I appreciate you. Don't know how much I appreciate you. Rent or sleep, summer, fall. Mike is in the house, and Mike has been uplifting when I was ready to give up. So, bro, I appreciate you. Thank you. You're a great digital friend. um, and good, a great gardener, better gardener. And I love watching the videos. Oh boy, boy. Let's see here, 520 West. Wonder where. Let's get over in the other lane. On the lawn care part of our story, uh, I'm gonna post 3 pictures, and I'm gonna show you what I'm trying to do in my backyard to prevent um, this mudslide. And I'm gonna be doing it in small increments. And I think it's the best idea instead of me digging up and trenching the yard again. I'm gonna put these big rocks and have like a little causeway in the back, and I'm going to really enjoy that part of it. Um, what else? What else? Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna do that in the back. Then I think I'm gonna buy me like 3 or 4 rolls of sod. Pick them up Monday and do some whatchamacallit. See that glare? He's high beaming the crap out of me. But that's one thing I learned. That's one thing I learned, that when people high beam you and you can't control it, that little white line on the side of the road, focus on that white line, and you won't get in an accident. Because I keep the truck even with that white line. Ain't that crazy? It's always something. It's something you learn out here. You know. Yeah, I'm gonna post the picture that I got off the line, and I think it's gonna look really nice. It's gonna look really nice. It's just gonna take a while. The wife is like, we can like get all delivered and I'll help you. You know how much work that's gonna be. You guys in this, you can't just dump this. You gotta put each individual one down. That's gonna be a lot of work. But I got this like mesh that the weed mesh that I got off of the block shop, and that stuff came so quick, man. I you know so that's going to be the pathway. I'm gonna lay that. I'm gonna make a small trench with so it's gonna be like a V. And then I'm gonna lay that mesh down and then put the rocks on top of that, and that's what I see in the pictures. You can see the mesh below it. So that's the smart way that I'm gonna be doing. So thank goodness for the right idea, and I just got to get the right color rocks or something or other, because how women are. That's not cute enough. Really, dear? Really? Right now, I'm going to I think BF Goodrich factories, but I'm not getting tires because that would be a $2 or $3 million load, and I can't be telling you that. I'm getting the scraps. What they do. See, a lot of people don't realize that a lot of these companies do recycle, and they sell their scraps. And I'm going to pick up a load of recycled rubber that's going to be put back into the system. I'm got to take it to this other spot, and they unload it, and they're going to recycle it. I picked up paper that had to be recycled. I remember one time I picked up some, I don't know what they called this. It was some kind of metal from what you call it. It's crazy how the camera makes it look so bright, but it's dark. What I'm looking at. um, I remember one place that you had that they had masks because it was like you could smell the concentration of chlorine. I remember one place that my truck, they put my truck on this ramp and emptied out the back of it, and the ramp lifted up, and it just all of the grain or whatever fell out the back of the truck. So I've done and picked up stuff. I picked up peanuts. I picked up candy. I picked up you know metals and all kinds of stuff over the years that I've driven. Picked up food, um, different types of food. It's just been an adventure. I picked up chemicals from Dow Chemical Plant. I used to run that before I really started doing this with talking to you guys. Um, it's been an experience because I remember I used it because the guy was so cool at the Dow Chemical Plant up in Jersey. I would stop by and pick up stuff like a dozen donuts for him. And when I would do that, he'd be like, "Go get in the door for it." Don't He wouldn't make me wait. And I remember one time I was like, "Bro, like, bro, I'm going home. We gotta get you unloaded." It's just people like that that makes this adventure, makes this job worth doing. We laugh and joke about other stuff, but I guess this is what I was just meant to do and meant to be, and I'm very thankful for that. Guys, I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down. Got to concentrate on the road and stay awake, and man, instead of canceling, and just say thank you for a chance. God, thank you for a chance at a million miles. I pray that you give me a chance to do a million more. And here's the funny thing, Mike. I passed the 2,000 mile mark, and I got a decent check this week. So, and the next week's check not gonna be decent, but this one is. So I can pay the bills and get caught up. This is how God works. But guys, coming up next is almost an hour and a half from now. I mean, wait a minute. What time is it? 5:30. At 7 o'clock, Wellness with Fugo Mama. Get your workout on. Positive affirmations. Eddie Lugo Studios after that. And with Cruising is Fun Anytime at 9 o'clock. Go live together. They all do one big show. And Miss T with the T at 9:15. Y'all have a blessed day. Don't be stressed. And you guys just think it's just a saying. I love you because y'all have brightened my day. Every day that I get to speak this mumbo jumbo, you've brightened my day and made it an awesome um, um, position in life. Thank you. And know that I love you and God loves you also. Y'all stay blessed and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Deuces.